So this is a video I've been meaning to make since Sunday night, but when the episode ended, I was too tired, and then Monday rolled around, and I didn't want to waste Music Monday on that. Tuesday was a wash, as you guys saw. Meant to do it yesterday, and slacked off. So here we are. Almost a full week later, oh boy. But, can we just talk about the finale of Once Upon a Time? I'm gonna throw it out there right now. This is not a spoiler-free zone, so if you have an issue with spoilers, see yourselves to the door. I promise nothing in the way of no spoilers, because that is not how I roll. Everyone knows this. So, a little backstory. I have been following this series since the very first season, almost since day one. Usually, with modern TV shows, if I jump in, it's never in the first season. Like, probably second closest to this would be with Jane the Virgin. I jumped in on season 2 and then backpedaled and watched all of season 1 since it's very hard to watch that show without all the backstory. But this one, I have been on board since episode 4 or 5. My best friend discovered it on the very first episode purely by luck, and weirdly, I feel like I saw part of it and it piqued my interest, but at the same time, didn't see it from the beginning, and I'm a weirdo who insists on seeing stuff from the beginning, or I won't watch it because I feel like it's a travesty to not watch it from square one. So I didn't, but she was just like, Jen, I swear to God, just go on Hulu and watch this with me. It will be your new favorite thing. I know how you are. I know what you like. I will be shocked if this is not your new favorite thing. So I did, and sure enough, it became my new favorite current, at least modern day, TV show. So I've been watching it religiously ever since. She's long since bailed on it, funnily enough. Like, I think she bailed somewhere around the Peter Pan season of it. So, you know, I've stayed with it just the whole time. And I feel very gypped right now as of what just went down. To be fair, I felt like the series has kind of been on rocky territory for a while, because a lot of things just, there have been a lot of characters we're just supposed to forget ever existed, none of which, you know, the frickin' baby of Snow and Charming, like, they had all this build-up to this kid being there, and then, okay, they showed it a few times, and then was basically in the background, and then not even shown at all. It was just sort of assumed to be around somewhere and never shown again, never really mentioned again, even. It was weird. It was very weird. But there was just tons of, like full-on characters that we just were supposed to forget ever were there. One of my favorites ever in the whole history of the series suffered this fate. I was in love with Red Riding Hood. She was actually one of the big initial draws for the show for me. Not gonna lie, had a total crush on her. So, when they linked her up with lesbian Dorothy over here, yeah, that was a thing, so if you didn't see that season, sorry, spoiler, that was a thing. Red Riding Hood and Dorothy rode off into the sunset together, never to be seen or heard from again, because apparently that is how this show treats homosexuality. We just, you know, they can ride off into the sunset, but we're not gonna, like, show them or talk about them ever again. Because this is a Disney-owned channel, and this is what we do with gay characters, apparently. This is not the only ABC show I've watched that has done exactly this, and it's not even the first time this show has done this. Have we forgotten Mulan and Sleeping Beauty? Like, they didn't show them for frickin' ages after giving, like, this whole very, very subtle undertone romance thing going on. Finally bring him back. Oh, I guess Sleeping Beauty was just bi-curious because now she ran off with, like, Prince Philip. So, still butthurt over that. Not gonna lie. So, okay. This season in particular, though, but even just since the Peter Pan season, it's felt like they've been trying way too hard, and they have, like, played the soap opera card of kill off a character. Wait, no, they're not really dead. Look, they're back. Oh, kill them again. Oh, wait, they're not really dead this time either. Bring them back again. Oh, let's kill them again. You know what? We lied. They're not dead. I am, like, so sick to fucking death of that TV trope, like, you have no idea. And this is speaking as somebody who also used to religiously watch All My Children. So, throwing that out there. It's just like, come up with a new freaking storyline or just end this thing if that is what we're down to. They had, like, a whole season devoted to Frozen, and then these characters were never seen or heard from again, either. Ever again. Like, I think there was a very brief mention of Arendelle, and that was it, in terms of even acknowledging that that was even a thing that ever happened. They have had just very, very weird storylines and story arcs that feel like they're trying way too hard. These writers are running out of ideas. But this season took the cake. Alright, we have seen so many curses thrown on Storybrooke, and on Snow and Charming specifically, over and over and over again, and even specifically sleeping curses. So what do we need more of? Another sleeping curse, except this one had a twist in that because they shared the same heart, if Snow is awake, Charming's asleep. If Charming wakes up, Snow falls asleep. They can never be conscious at the same time. It got really annoying really fast. Not gonna lie. And it felt like they were just kind of, like, scenery furniture that they're there and yeah, this is a majorly bad thing that's going on with them, but they're just, chilling over there, doing that curse thing. Never mind that they were the original main characters of the show. No, they just, don't mind them over there. They're just doing their own thing, being cursed and all. Yeah, somewhere along the line, frickin' Emma turned into more of a main character than Snow. Which originally, seriously, go back to season 1. Snow was the original main character, even though, yes, Emma was the savior, but there was much more emphasis on Snow than on Emma. I am going to state a very unpopular opinion. Jennifer Morrison drives me up a fucking wall, okay? Even though, yes, my favorite pairing in this show is Captain Swan, as an actress, she drives me up a fucking wall. I don't think she's that talented. Anything I've ever watched her in, she bothers me, even if I don't realize it's her playing that character. As soon as I find out that it's her, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense why she annoys the crap out of me. Yeah, she's one of those type of actresses. And yet we've let this whole entire series hinge on her for so long to where, oh, ABC gave her the option to renew her contract or walk away, and she chose to walk away. Crap! We weren't banking on that, apparently, says ABC. Well, no, they did not word for word say that, but they kind of implied it in what they did next. They basically decide, well, if we can't have Emma, we're gonna just redo the entire damn thing and get rid of the main characters because reasons. Really? Really? You could have kept all of these other people, but no. No. They decided we're gonna hit the reset button on this show, because that's never backfired before. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. Yeah, if you missed out on that travesty early on when they tried to do that spin-off, count yourselves lucky. It was all around horrible on every possible level. And it makes my heart sad, because I adore Alice in Wonderland, and they shit all over it. But that's neither here nor there. So okay, alright. They're having her walk away, so apparently they're also firing the actors that play Snow, Charming, Henry, Belle, and Zelena. Zelena, okay, alright, fair enough. You could write her out, and I don't think most people would be too sad. Me a little bit, because I thought she was cool, but I think it was mostly that she's a redhead with a cool accent, so that just immediately caught my attention. But, alright, you could definitely have this show without Zelena. You could write her running off into the sunset with Robin and baby Robin, and nobody would really care too much. Alright, fair enough. But did you have to write out Belle? Like, I can understand you writing out the Charmings. Fine. Fair enough. If they have to be part and parcel with Emma, fine. Why are we getting rid of Belle? I don't understand. Because the irony here. We're keeping Rumple, but we're getting rid of Belle. We're keeping Hook, but we're getting rid of Emma. We're getting rid of the Charmings, but we're keeping Regina. Because reasons. Okay, that makes sense. Thankfully for me, my favorites are Rumple, Hook, and Regina, so I'm happy they're staying on, or I'd probably be wiping my hands of this show right here, right now. But both of my favorite pairings, Captain Swan and Rumbell, are apparently now dead to the world. Or at least, if they still exist, we don't get to see them ever again. Like, at best, she agreed to do one single episode in the future if she is absolutely needed for it. And that's it. So I don't know if that applies to all the people they just fired, or just Emma. Not sure. But, really, we had all this build-up around, okay, this book that has controlled the entirety of this series. We're on the final chapter. Everyone's kind of been on the edge of their seats of, oh shit, what happens when the book ends? This is one of those things that, we probably should have seen the writing on the wall that this can't be an infinite book. It has to end sometime, but where does this show go when that happens? Does the show end? And they didn't really tell us what happens initially. So we've all kind of just been in this uncomfortable limbo this whole season because of it. Until the season finale, where it hit the final page of the book, and it appears as though Emma and Hook will have their happy ending. Rumple and Belle will have their happy ending. We got about 2 seconds of seeing each of them happy. The end. Fast forward a shit ton of years. Oh, Henry's an adult now. Meeting a little girl he's never met before. With a new book. Basically repeating season 1 of when Henry came to Emma. This little girl is claiming to be Henry's daughter now. It's like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. This is the biggest cop-out this show has ever pulled. If we're just instating like an entirely new cast, I don't see this working any better than the spin-off show did. If we're being completely honest. It'll probably tank within 1 season, 2 at best, and it'll be done. I could have handled it, and I think a lot of people would have been okay with it, even though we'd have been really sad, if they had just ended the series with what ended being the season finale. Because, alright, if we can't see all their happy endings, we at least got the acknowledgement that they have them. End of show, alright, at least we can kind of fill in the blanks with our imaginations, what the hell ever. But, no, we're gonna just fast forward into the future, and that shit never got acknowledged whatsoever, even though we had all the build up to it, we all wanted to see it. We don't get that satisfaction. We get a grand total of a few seconds, and that is it. I feel very, very cheated. And so do a lot of people I've talked to about this. I don't know. I don't see how much further they could really stretch this show, because they've pretty much exhausted the grand majority of fairy tales. I'm sure there's something they haven't used yet, but unless we're gonna go back to characters we were supposed to forget about, which, okay, if we fast forwarded this far into the future, it wouldn't really be the same, because they'd have had to age too, wouldn't they? This is what makes no sense. Henry can age up into an adult. These other characters, they exist and age on paper. Aesthetically, they never change, so what logic is there to this universe towards the aging process? Especially since it's not like there's some magical age they hit and just stop aging, because if that were the case, explain Mr. Gold and why he's as old as he is. Whereas everybody else kind of stalled out around like 30-ish, give or take a little. That seems to be the median age of most characters, although, again, explain the dwarves, explain Granny. You kind of can't. There is no real rhyme or reason to the aging process in Storybrooke, so alright. I don't know. It feels like they are grasping at straws, and it's all about the, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that made itself super evident a few episodes before the season finale, when all of a sudden, before one of the commercial breaks, they cut to an ad for the Once Upon a Time convention that they've been pimping out nonstop ever since. Okay, one of them's in San Francisco. That's like an hour away from me. Fair enough. I go to the website they show on the screen. It's $700 just for the day Colin O'Donoghue's there. Are you fucking kidding me? That's not even the entire convention. That's just one day. Really, though. Like, really, though. I could go to the entirety of Beatlefest in another state, including airfare, including a hotel, including God knows what else, for the amount it would cost me to go to one freaking day of this. Say nothing of the whole thing. Like, really? This is proof of just how much they are trying to milk it for every last cent they can, because they see the writing on the wall, they see the train coming, they know they can't get that much more out of this show, so they are trying to pimp it for what it's worth while they can, and they know that's gonna be it. So it makes sense that they've got these insane fucking prices that they do, because how much longer will they have this just cash cow available to them that they have been milking for years and years and years on end, that has seemed threatened to end at any given moment on the stop of a dime many times, but now, especially with the impending writer's strike, it really might. And even if not for the impending writer's strike, still quite possibly will, because I have a feeling the ratings are gonna frickin' tank, taking away that many of the core characters that people have grown to love and, the entire show revolves around. This isn't going to be the same show. I'm sorry, they should have ended the one and started it as a spin-off, because, frankly, that's not the same thing. That takes some balls to still use the same exact title and pass it off as the same series. Sorry. Unpopular opinion. I don't know. For somebody who's been following it pretty much from day one, I feel very cheated. And it feels like, wow, they are doing this entirely for the big bucks, and that sucks balls. Again, I would have been cool if they had just ended the show right there, and that were it. And a lot of people I've talked to actually felt the same way. I mean, we would have preferred to have more seasons with these characters, but we're apparently not gonna have that. We're gonna have some super watered down, shitty version that's basically a repeat of what we've already watched with different people. Yeah. I don't know. I'm very dissatisfied with the just very abrupt turn that this took. Maybe it's just me, although I feel like it's definitely not. Just maybe I'm the only one who has the guts to air it publicly, but I've been talking to a lot of other fans about this week, and I am definitely not the only one who's pissed off at this really, really bullshit train wreck move on their part. But they're ABC, they're owned by Disney, they feel they're frigging invincible, and they're owed just buttloads of money, and they know this is one of the biggest cash cows they've got on the network, so I suppose, you know what, if I were in their shoes, I'd probably do the same thing, but I'm not. I'm just a fan. And as a fan, I'm allowed to be upset about this particular move they've taken. So, I think I've aired pretty much everything I've got to currently say on this matter in this video. I'd like to hear your thoughts if you are a fellow fan. I know some of you guys are, because we've talked about this show before here, so yeah. Or even if you're not subscribed to my channel, but you happen to be a fan who found this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So, I know damn well I'm going to get shit tons of hate because, oh my god, you talked crap about Jennifer Morrison. You know what, we're all entitled to our opinions, alright? That just happens to be mine, so. Anyway, if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, leave comments down below. Until next time, see ya.